Boston was unusually quiet that evening as Marcus Reed pushed his cleaning cart through the underground garage of Carter International. Most employees had already gone home, but Marcus still had several floors to clean before his shift ended. At 40 years old, he was used to working when everyone else was asleep. Marcus was a single father, and every hour mattered to him. His 10-year-old daughter Ava was waiting at home with her grandmother, and Marcus had promised to be there. Before bedtime, he checked his phone and smiled at a message from Ava. "Dad, don't forget our movie tonight." Marcus replied, "Never." He put the phone away and continued working. Marcus had been a janitor at Carter International for nearly 4 years. Most executives barely noticed him. To them, he was simply the man who emptied trash cans, cleaned conference rooms, and kept the building presentable. But Marcus had another skill. Before becoming a janitor, he had worked in construction and electrical maintenance for more than a decade after becoming a single father. He had chosen a job with predictable hours so he could spend more time raising Ava. That evening, Marcus noticed something unusual near the executive parking area. A small puddle of water had formed beneath a vehicle. At first, he assumed it was condensation. Then he saw it, a tiny spark. Marcus stopped immediately. His instincts kicked in. He looked toward the ceiling and noticed a damaged electrical fixture. Above the puddle, a thin wire was hanging dangerously close to the water. Marcus grabbed his radio security. "This is Marcus. We have an electrical hazard in the executive garage." Before anyone could respond, he heard footsteps. Evelyn Carter, the billionaire CEO of Carter International, entered the garage. She was carrying a briefcase and looking at her phone. Marcus immediately recognized her. "Miss Carter," she didn't hear him. She continued walking toward the puddle. Marcus dropped his cleaning cloth. "Don't move," Evelyn stopped. She turned around sharply. "Excuse me." Marcus rushed forward but stopped several feet away. "Don't move, don't speak." Evelyn stared at him in disbelief. "You're the janitor, yes, and you're ordering me not to move." Marcus pointed toward the ground. "Please look down." Evelyn glanced at her shoes. Her expression changed. She saw the water. Then she noticed the exposed wire. A tiny blue spark flashed. She froze. Marcus kept his voice calm. "Don't step forward or backward." Evelyn's face became pale. "What do I do? Stay still." Marcus immediately called security and instructed them to shut down the garage's electrical circuit. For several seconds, neither of them moved. Then the lights flickered. Marcus's heart raced. Power should be off in a few seconds. Finally, the garage went dark. Emergency lights came on. A maintenance technician arrived and confirmed the danger. Evelyn slowly stepped away once Marcus told her it was safe. She looked at him differently. "Now you just saved my life." Marcus shook his head. "I saw a hazard." Evelyn studied him. "How did you notice that?" Marcus hesitated. "Old experience." "What kind? Construction?" "Electrical maintenance." Evelyn looked surprised. "You're qualified. I used to be..." She glanced at his cleaning uniform. "Why are you working here?" Marcus looked at his phone. A photo of Ava was visible on the screen. "Because my daughter needs me." Evelyn didn't know what to say. For years, she had walked past Marcus without learning his name. Tonight, the man she barely noticed had potentially saved her life. And she suddenly realized she needed to know much more about the quiet janitor who had stopped her from taking one fatal step. Evelyn couldn't stop thinking about Marcus after the garage incident. The next morning, she asked her assistant to bring his employment file to her office. She expected to find a basic janitorial resume. Instead, she found years of construction experience, electrical safety certifications, equipment training, and excellent performance reviews. One note caught her attention. "Employee repeatedly reports building safety concerns. Demonstrates strong technical knowledge and exceptional attention to detail." Evelyn frowned. Why wasn't this person promoted? Her assistant hesitated. "He never applied for a management position." "Why, we don't know." Evelyn asked Marcus to come to her office. When he entered, he looked uncomfortable. "You wanted to see me, Miss Carter, yes?" She gestured toward a chair. Marcus sat. Evelyn placed his file on the desk. "You have considerable experience." Marcus nodded. "I did." "Why did you become a janitor?" Marcus looked down briefly. "After my daughter was born, I needed a job with predictable hours. You chose stability over advancement. I chose my daughter." Evelyn understood. She had spent years building a billion-dollar company. Marcus had spent those same years building a life for one child. "I want to offer you a promotion," she said. Marcus looked surprised. To what facility's safety manager? He hesitated. That sounds like a big responsibility. It is. I don't want special treatment because I helped you. Evelyn smiled. You're not getting special treatment. You're getting an opportunity because you're qualified. Marcus considered the offer. There is one condition. Evelyn raised an eyebrow. Would I want the entire facilities team properly trained? New safety equipment, updated procedures, regular inspections, and a way for employees to report hazards without being ignored. Evelyn leaned back. You've thought about this for years. She nodded, approved. Marcus looked relieved. Within weeks, the company launched a complete safety initiative. Marcus personally helped redesign emergency procedures. He inspected electrical systems. He trained maintenance workers. He even created a reporting system that allowed employees to anonymously report hazards. The results were immediate. Minor accidents decreased. Employees became more confident. Several dangerous problems were discovered before anyone was injured. Evelyn watched Marcus work. He wasn't interested in power. He wasn't interested in money. He simply wanted people to go home safely. One afternoon, Evelyn visited the maintenance department. Marcus was teaching a group of employees how to identify electrical hazards. She listened quietly afterward. She approached him. You were right. Marcus smiled. About what? Leadership doesn't always come from executives. Marcus laughed. I don't know about leadership. Evelyn shook her head. You do. She offered him a permanent position overseeing company safety. Marcus accepted that evening. Marcus arrived home earlier than usual. Ava ran toward him. Daddy. He hugged her. How was your day? Marcus smiled. Good. Did you save anyone today? Marcus laughed. Not today. Eva smiled. Evelyn had given Marcus a new title and a better salary, but Marcus considered his greatest achievement something much simpler. He could now provide a better future for his daughter, without sacrificing the values he had learned along the way, and Evelyn never forgot the lesson from that garage. The person she once barely noticed had been the one person who noticed danger before everyone else. From then on, whenever Evelyn entered the building, she looked around not just for executives, but for the people quietly keeping the company running. Because sometimes the most valuable person in the building isn't the one sitting in the biggest office. Sometimes it's the person everyone else walks past.